work. So, this is, I live in New York, and I'll be getting nostalgic, and this is called Reflections of a Detroit Girl. I woke up this morning with Motown on my mind. The sound of the Temptations' Get Ready makes me feel like obeying, and I am all at once remembering my mama's smile, her head bobbing all old school. I used to call it corny, but it's more like caramel apple sweet to me now, glazed with musical goodness, and my daddy's off-key rhythm joining in and somehow sounding perfectly on pitch. In my mind, it is once again Christmas time, and the house is filled with the sound of Motown Christmas album music, because even Jesus likes to celebrate his born day with the Jackson 5. Stevie Wonder's Ave Maria makes me want to learn another language, and I am some kind of 80s child in a 60s world, getting my first taste of true, untainted, purified soul. I woke up this morning with Motor City on my mind. Cars going putt-putt, and I am all at once remembering my high school homegirls hoopty that somehow always seems to get us home. I am on Jefferson, on 7 Mile, on Belle Isle, on every Detroit block where teenagers flock and park and talk and jump out of cars, begging for phone numbers with first love and first sight syndrome, unaffected by cars honking and elders throwing up their hands to Jesus. Because in this case, Jesus is the only way they're getting home anytime. I woke up this morning with Coney Island on my mind. Not the kind in Brooklyn with beaches and amusement parks and endless possibilities beyond the F train, but the kind on the corner of every Detroit block. Hot dogs and chili cheese fries and 24 hours of pancakes and eggs, and always a familiar face in the place, because this is your neighborhood go-to, where we know each other by name and have regular orders, and we'll probably be back tomorrow or maybe even the weeks and weeks after that. I woke up this morning with Hart Plaza on my mind. Waves of festivals and African flags and vendors and music I never hear on an ordinary day. August suns kissing Detroit rivers and forming a poem against the riverbank, because the inspiration is in the skyline. Looking across to Canada and remembering frequent trips across borders where teenagers become young adults with much more privileges than and the age 19 becomes 21 in the naughtiest Canadian places. Remembering sneaking off with boyfriends and breaking rules in Canada that Detroit still don't know about. Because I was afraid of disappointing her. But it was and leaping beyond my own hood into languages not far from home and healthcare unknown to the U.S. Windsor, Canada was the best. I woke up this morning with Sherwood Forest on my mind, neighborhood of my teenage exploration, visiting best friends and watching boys play basketball in the yard and pretending to have very important business that caused us to stand in direct view of their backside. Racing down the street until we could no longer feel the weight of our feet, riding bicycles in 10 speeds and falling off and getting back up with cuts and bruises, but always able to ride again. Jacuzzis and Sweet 16 parties that reeked of teenage hormones and unliberated lust. God damn, Sherwood Forest was a must. Was my haven. Was where I could go and feel like I belonged, even though I was from the other side of the tracks. Squashing those invisible dividing lines between upper, lower, and middle class blacks was where I could go and feel like I was being rebellious without knowing that the neighbors were always watching and ready to call my mama if I rebelled too far. I woke up this morning with ice cream trucks and double Dutch on my mind, grass tickling my feet and playing ball in the street on my mind, driving down familiar blocks and School of the Hard Knocks on my mind, Stevie Wonder free shows and sitting where the wind blows on my mind, my grandmama's porch and the spirit of Detroit's torch on my mind, inadequate mayors and character slayers on my mind, Anita Baker's IHOP, and 1967 cops on my mind. Barry Gordy's vest and the crumbs that he left on my mind. Coleman Young's and Summers of Fun on my mind. Mahogany poems and foreclosed homes on my mind. Cities on fire or cities that inspire on my mind.